Good evening, council members, and welcome Altadenans in the house. It is indeed a wonderful day, and we are excited. So we want to welcome you to the December 18, 2018 Altadena Town Council meeting. It is hereby called to order promptly at 7 p.m. Okay, the Pledge of Allegiance, I would like to bring Captain Stuckey to introduce the person who will be leading Altadena Town Council for tonight's Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, Town Council and members of residents of Altadena. Tonight, I'd like to introduce to you Deputy Paige, or Deputy Dan, as he's known on our social media sites. He is a 14-year veteran of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and he has been assigned to Altadena Station for 9 years. He manages our Youth Explorer program, our Patrol Reserve program, our Search and Rescue team, Community Emergency Response Team, Disaster Communication Volunteers, our social media, and our Homeless Outreach Program. He also, in his spare time, volunteers for the Red Cross for the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Communications for the New Year's Parade. He enjoys mountain biking in our local mountains, and I would like to introduce to you Deputy Dan Paige, who will lead us in our flag salute. Deputy Dan.
Thank you. Would everyone please rise? We'll face our flag and recite our nation's pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may have your seats. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deputy Dan Paige. I know the community loves you, and we do too. Item number 1.2, that's roll call by Councilmember Jones. And please speak into the mic. The last recording was not very loud, so when you speak, please speak into the mic.
Good evening and happy holidays. Fellow council members, please respond after I call your name. Victoria Knapp.
Present.
Jeff Simmons. Okorie.
Absent. He's approved. Excused.
Okay.
Excuse absent.
Okorie Ezieme.
Present.
Billy Malone.
He's
Present,
here.
he's here.
Dorothy Wong.
Here.
Aaron Cheetah.
Excused absence.
Sandra Thomas.
Present.
Gloria Sanika.
She's on her way.
Okay. Antonio Becerra.
Here.
Justin Robinson.
Here.
Pat Sutherlen.
Here.
Reginald Wilkins.
Here.
Jennifer Lee. Here. Diane Markison.
Here.
Sylvia Vega.
Here.
We have a quorum with 14.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item number 1.3, Councilmember Sutherlen.
Thank you. The Executive Committee met on December the 11th to approve the agenda as printed. There are copies just outside the door as you came in. There is, to the best of my knowledge right now, we're going to have there'll be one change, item 2.3.1, which is approving of the November minutes, will be moved until next month because we did not get the film copy, the DVD, which is very helpful in preparing the minutes. So that will be approved in January. Are there any other additions or corrections to the minutes from council members? In that case, I move that we approve the minutes as amended.
You have heard the motion and it's seconded, and all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposing? Anyone abstaining? Okay, that is the order for tonight's meeting. I think we okay. Thanks. All right, Chairman's report for tonight. I really want to say that the Altadena Town Council appreciates you being here. I do believe that an informed people are a happy people, and I do believe that my personal agenda never override that of the community and of the people. And I also do believe that progressive ideas and community engagement, that has been what has been fueling the participation of the community. So we really want you to continue to come. There are specific individuals that are here all the time, and not just singling out a couple of them, but the front row is always Mr. Elliott and Ms. Nancy Rotwell. So we really appreciate it. And also, and Granny is always here, and I see her walking in. So we appreciate you all as you come. And one of the things that we'd like to do tonight is to be able to spend some time with the community that is come out, that supports, and this is our third annual Christmas holiday celebration. So hopefully we'll be done within the hour so that we can really enjoy and get to meet you, shake your hands, and have some sort of socialization with the community. All right, I think I'll just leave it at that and make it and leave it that short. So we do appreciate the community and your participation. All right, I will move on to the Vice Chairman's report, Councilmember Sutherlen.
Thank you. As noted on the agenda, you will have 2 chances tonight to make public comment. After our public safety reports, we will have general public comment, at which time, under a 2-minute limit, you may speak on anything that you'd like to speak on. We do not respond to questions in public comment, but if you'd like a response, be sure to give us your email address at the bottom and you will be contacted with a response. The second opportunity will be in the Land Use Committee report for the project that we have there, and then that will be public comment only on that particular topic. I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Councilmember Sutherland. And Recording Secretary's report, Councilmember Jones.
We moved to have the minutes. Pat mentioned that they'll be moved to January.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So the minutes for November will be presented and approved at the January meeting. 2.4 Treasury's report. Councilmember Lee.
Treasurer's report for this month, we have a balance of $2,580.86. I'll be passing around the can. I have to go get it.
Okay, we appreciate that. So we will move on to the next item agenda, and that will be the corresponding secretary's report. Councilmember Wong.
I don't have much of a voice, so there's not much to report. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. And under public safety, by the way, as the treasurer is getting the can so that we can pass it around, please help continue to support your Altadena Town Council. So she is on her way back. Public safety, let's start with the California Highway Patrol. Officer Mike.
Good evening, everybody, and happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays to the community and council members as well. Thank you for having us out here. I'll go over this real quick because, to be quite honest, I'm eyeballing that bag of Portos over there, and I need to get to it first. Okay, so stats for November 2018. Unfortunately, we saw a little bit of a rise in traffic collisions. Throughout the month of November, there was a total of 28 traffic collisions. 7 of those collisions involved property damage only, so that was kind of good, no injuries or anything like that, 7. What we did see a little bit of a spike in was hit-and-run traffic collisions. In total last month, there was 11 hit-and-run traffic collisions. I'd like to give you some sort of rhyme or reason for that spike in traffic collisions, but I honestly don't. There was varying locations. Some of them occurred on surface streets, and then some of them occurred in parking lots of grocery stores and local restaurants. So just be careful where you park. Try and get your vehicle all the way in your parking stall. And at night, a lot of times what we're seeing are hit and runs in the middle of the night where a vehicle's just parked on the side of the road. Somebody comes by, they're not really paying attention, and they sideswipe somebody and take their mirror off. But 11 of those traffic collisions throughout November. 7 collisions during the month of November resulted in injury. All 7 of those traffic collisions were intersection right-of-way collisions. There was 1 hit-and-run traffic collision involving a vehicle versus a pedestrian. That was in the area of Lake and Mendocino. The driver, unfortunately, in that situation fled the scene. The pedestrian was transported to local hospital with minor injuries. 2 of the traffic collisions that our officers investigated throughout the month were unfortunately DUI related. The first location on that one was Fair Oaks near Figueroa. That was a vehicle versus a vehicle. Minor injuries were sustained to the drivers in those particular vehicles, and that subsequently led to arrest. The second one was on El Nido, a single vehicle versus a fence. That also, if you're driving down the road and you hit a fence by yourself, there's something going on there. That person was, he suffered minor injuries, but he was also arrested in that particular situation. There was 0 fatalities, awesome. And then on the enforcement side of things, officers, including myself and my partner here tonight, Officer Ramirez, issued 57 citations for excessive speed. There were 5 citations for seatbelt violations and 5 other citations issued for registration violations. There were a couple other like mechanical things of that nature, but those were the top 3 reasons to get stopped and cited throughout the month. And that's all I have for tonight's report.
Okay, any questions from council members for Officer Mike? Okay.
Just a side note, over the past 18 years, I've been assigned to the Altadena office, and over the past 2 years, I've had the pleasure of being your community officer. So I've been a little bit more involved. We do a lot of things together, the bicycle safety rodeos, things like that. But change is a good thing, right? And so next month, you're going to have a new community officer. I think you probably recognize him, Phil Cooper. He's going to be back. He's taking over. And then Stephanie Norton, who I've brought in the past, Dot knows her, bicycle safety programs and things like that. So some good things to look forward to next year. But then I'd also like to introduce my partner here tonight, Officer Ramirez. He's the new public affairs officer. So throughout the 2019 year, you'll probably see Vince's face from time to time. Vince?
Thanks, Mike. I just want to be here so you can see my face. If you've ever stopped by the Altadena office, especially over the last year, you're likely to see my face because I'm currently working the front desk. And I enjoy that. But I think at this point, since we have a changing of the guard, so to speak, I will be available on and off until I take the position fully. And that won't happen probably for another full month or 2. So little by little, I'm getting out into the community and letting people get to know me, but I will be the public information officer for the Altadena area. And I look forward to working with the council, and I look forward to helping out in any way I can. Okay?
Okay.
Pleasure being here.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask, does he have an email?
Go ahead.
Do you have an email address?
I do have an email address. You ready?
Uh-huh.
It is case sensitive. It is capital V, small I, then capital RAMIREZ @chp.ca.gov.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
We do appreciate you as a huge shoes to fill, so we are pretty demanding. and
They're
you
actually
already-
boots.
Boots, okay, no problems. Any comments from, okay. Go ahead, Councilmember Knapp.
Officer Mike, what does that mean for you?
Well, you guys can't fully get rid of me. You know, Altadena is like a second home to me. I'm just going to be going back to routine patrol. So you will continue to see me in the area on my motorcycle patrolling as I have in the past. Granny and I have spoke on the side. I had put in for a different position within the highway patrol. I interviewed and somebody else did better. We'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe next time. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, moving on to item number 3.2, and that will be the Altadena Sheriff Station, Captain Stuckey.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening again. So you've received the report for last month. Under the category of robbery, we had one robbery in November. The suspect was named, and that's an ongoing investigation. Aggravated assaults, we had a total of 3 last month. Of those 3, 1, a machete was used, and the suspect was arrested. Another one was a child abuse case. The second one was a gun was used, and a suspect was arrested, and that is still an active investigation. Our residential burglaries went down for the month, so thank you all that give us those phone calls and you're locking up and securing your homes. However, our larceny thefts seem to have increased this month. In this area, we've had a dramatic increase. I would like to ask for our residents' assistance. So please remember to remove all valuables from your vehicle and lock your vehicle. Don't leave items of value unsecured. Also, as a reminder, we are in the holiday season. If you're still having items delivered, please have them delivered to a location where someone can receive them. If you are not at home during the day, have them delivered to your place of employment if possible, or to a neighbor or family's home who can receive them. Under our auto theft, we had 7 for the month. The highest categories, we had 3 Hondas that were stolen. However, they were recovered within about 48 hours. I want to remind you again about the holiday season. Also, always think safety. And I want to thank everyone who donated to our food and toy drive. We were able to assist 100 families in Altadena. Many of these families came up to the park and picked up their items this past Saturday and Monday. Again, thanks to the community for your donations, and that is what the holidays are all about, caring and sharing. Also, I want to thank everyone who donated toward our warmth project. You donated numerous blankets and sleeping bags, and those did go downtown to a homeless shelter. That's all I have for my report. And on the agenda, item number 3.4, Deb Halberstadt is ill, and she won't be able to make her report tonight. Are there any questions?
Any questions from council? Thank you so much, Captain.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Okay. County Fire, Ms. Greichen.
Good evening. I am here this month. I missed last month, and I apologize for that. But I was committed to the Woolsey fire during that time, so duty calls. I do have October stats if you want to hear them, and unless you've checked your email in the past hour, these are sitting in your inbox. So I just sent them before I came here. I can do this very quickly. In the month of October, There were 394 responses. 296 of those were for medical calls, and 221 of those patients were transported. We had a couple of trash fires. We had a fire caused by wires down on Figueroa Drive, and then we had a vehicle fire on Olive Avenue. And then we had one fire in a storage shed on Prairie Street, which was caused by a chemical reaction of something that was inside that storage shed. There weren't a lot of details. But a total of, between the vehicle fire and that storage shed, it was $10,000 worth of damage. The one thing of note for the October report was that, and I did not give you the locations for all of them, but we had 41 incidences of power lines down or wires down. And the majority of those were on October 15th, which was an extremely windy day. So when I had seen that, I talked to Chief Mackey about it. Chief Mackey called the fire stations, and sure enough, they remembered it because it was very memorable for them. And they said, yes, there was a great deal of power lines down on that particular day. So that was the noteworthy for October. In November, there were 337 responses. 274 of those were medical, with 212 transports. The fires, we had a vehicle fire, we had a trash fire, a cooking fire, a dryer fire, and please, as a reminder for everybody, please clean your lint trays in your dryer. That is the major cause of dryer fires, is people forget to clean out the lint tray. On November 18th, on Woodbury Road, there was a natural gas explosion with fire under the house. It didn't really cause any damage to the house, but as a precaution, the two adjacent homes had been evacuated as well because of the natural gas explosion. Everything was fine until November 24th, when we received a call for a smell of gas and a suspected gas leak at the same address. The gas company came out, they detected no leak. The residents that the firefighters had talked to had said, yes, they did smell something, but nobody had reported it. They'd been smelling it for a few days, but nobody had reported it. Gas company didn't detect anything. There was nothing detectable. But what they surmised was from the original incident, there might have still been something left in the soil around where the original explosion had taken place. So they just kind of extracted much more of the soil around that area and then deemed the area safe. So everybody was able to return home that night because, again, the two homes around it were evacuated as a precaution. That's it. That's the noteworthy for October and November, unless there's any questions.
Are there any questions from council members?
No.
Thank you so much, and
Yeah.
have a happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you.
Oh, I actually have one thing to say.
Yes.
The toy drive from the
Yes.
fire station.
Yes, Spark of
And
Love.
they separated the toys into different things.
I did that
And
for.
yes, and
for
I want
you.
to say thank you, because a project that we were dealing with was going to, so some of those toys are going to go to the USC Children's Hospital, along with the DSF section of that hospital county. And I want to personally say thank you for the fire station for donating that portion of their toy drive to that particular function.
Oh, you're very welcome. There were actually 4 council members who responded to my email. So I had gone that evening to the fire station, and we kind of separated out based on what the needs were, and we bagged them all up for you.
I saw the bags, that was your work?
Pardon?
I saw all the bags, that
Yeah,
was your work?
that was my work. Well, mine and the firefighters. They helped me with that.
So just to thank you.
You're very welcome.
Councilmember Thomas?
And I want to say thank you. Also, I want to say thank you to you and to the Sheriff's Department, and we'll see you in a bit.
All right.
Okay, the council thanks you for what you do and the donations. We are on item number 4. That will be the general public comment. So I'll turn it over to the Vice Chair, Councilmember Sutherlen.
Okay, and does one of the council members have a timer on their cell phone that actually makes a noise so everybody can hear it? If you would time it, somebody, volunteer? Okay, 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, Paul Livingston?
Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. It's my first time at an Altadena Council meeting, but I've been a resident of Altadena since I was a kid. I should. Thank you for the encouragement. Me and my wife bought a home back in Altadena mainly for one reason, to be close to nature, because of all the trees in Altadena. And I'm extremely concerned about a deforestation problem we have in Altadena. And it's called the Devil's Gate Reservoir Restoration Program. And I'm sure we all know of this, and I'm very concerned that because climate change is real, and losing trees, thousands and thousands of trees in our community have a reservoir for a problem that's a solution isn't appropriate with, is a big problem. And we need to save this biggest park we have in our community. A lot of people feel that the fight is over. In reality, this fight has just begun. The trees are being killed now. But 5 years of diesel trucks coming in and out of our community, driving through our schools, between the 210 freeway and all the 6 grade schools, high schools, junior high schools, all around there, all the community that lives in there. Is this the cost we want to pay with asthma? I'm talking about the health of our community. I want to be sure that people know there are better solutions to the Big Dig. The Big Dig is going to create a death pit in our community. A death pit for years and years and years. And this is a park that tens of thousands of people all over Los Angeles come to in our community to enjoy. Is this what we want to represent Altadena for?
Thank you.
Is that 2 minutes? Thank you
Yes.
for hearing me. We're going to have a rally on the 30th on the dam, and I want Catherine Barger to know that we're here for nature, we're here for our community. Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you.
See you on the 30th of December. Thank you.
Ann Hickenbottom.
Good evening, everyone. Ann Hickenbottom here representing Assemblymember Chris Holding. Just wanted to add the holiday greetings to the community and to the good works that the town council does. Thank you to those of you who were able to attend his open house last week and have some really delicious food and make the contributions to Shoes That Fit. So we look forward to another productive year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gina Chamberlain.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gina Chamberlain from Census Tract 4610. And I just wanted to thank everybody, especially the officers patrolling our area and Captain Stuckey. I've seen a big change over there, especially with speedsters along Figueroa and you guys catching them. Thank you so much, really. It does make a big difference. And then I just want to say that there is increased safety because of that and more neighborhood awareness in 4610. And I know that 2019 is going to be a huge game changer for us in that area with more trees being planted, walk audits and whatnot. So Dot, thank you again for the Safe Streets Committee. I really do love it. It's such a positive thing that we need. And Veronica, thank you for representing 4610. So that's it. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Monica Hubbard.
Good evening, council members. One of my favorite consultants is named Margaret Wheatley, and she has a quote that I love that says, "You know something, and I know something, and together we know something more." And I just wanted to thank you tonight for the togetherness that I have seen and that NBBA has seen on this town council, the forward progress you are making in community outreach and engaging the community in issues. Some of you have a particular passion as a particular issue that you're just really caught up in. Others of you are generalists and are kind of looking everywhere to see what's going on. You all have very different leadership styles, but you're working together and you're keeping this community moving forward. And we are so grateful and just wanted to give you a shout out and a thank you.
Thank you, Monica. Machiko Lynch and Susan Campisi.
Good evening, Michiko Lynch and Susan Campisi. We are from Altapasa Green Circle. We are eco warriors / eco samurai. Thank you so much for having us. We brought a bunch of reusables today for you to enjoy zero waste dining today. And yay, thank you. Okay, so we have an eco mission, and Susan's gonna talk about more.
Thank you for having us. We were here last year for your holiday party, and we didn't show up at the beginning of the meeting. We hijacked the mic in the middle of your holiday party, and I spoke about the depressing crisis of plastic pollution. I felt really bad doing that in the middle of your holiday party, but as you said, an informed citizenry is really important, and it really is a crisis, and we're trying to do something about plastic pollution in our community, and it's something that each and every one of us can do. We can make personal changes that can ripple out into the community. We're really focused on stopping single-use plastic, utensils, plates, plastic bottles, straws, and so that too. I mean, it's everywhere, and it really is harming the marine life and birds. And I said this before, that by 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than sea life, and that is the truth. So please think about it, make personal changes, reach out to us. We're working with the community. We want to make changes in cafes and businesses, and really, I mean, California voted on not banning straws entirely, but making it a requirement that straws are only served on request. But we want to, if the EU has already banned single-use plastic, we can do it in our community too. Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, BYOE, that is our campaign, Bring Your Everything. Bring Your Own Everything. Thank you. Woo!
Joan Reback. And that's the last one.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Joan Reback. I'm with NBBA, and tonight I am here to introduce a project that Karen Gibson and I are spearheading, and just to let you know and request your support. The California Arts Council has a grant that's available that's due January 9th. We're not sure we're going to be able to meet that deadline, but we're in the middle of the holidays, but we're really going to try. It's for artistic street painting at our crosswalks. And studies have proved that when you actually have artistic paintings and crosswalks, they're safer. They calm traffic. They build community when you pull the community together to make it happen. And they also capture the culture and history of a community. I'm just going to read this, if I might, if I can get my glasses out of my hair. There. The crosswalk art Altadena for enhancing community identity and public safety through street art. Our statement of purpose is to promote a vibrant and safe community by creating artistic crosswalks in Altadena. The primary purpose of this project is to create a public benefit through street art in crosswalks by working collectively with local artists, neighborhoods, organizations, businesses, elected entities, and schools, and obtaining money through grants. The character of a town can be brought to life through the transformational power of local artists. Street art in crosswalks has proven to be a tool to represent a community by showcasing its unique culture and history while increasing public and pedestrian safety. Pedestrian crossings provide a canvas for inspiring street art to establish a sense of place, develop community cohesion, and become an economic generator. They have also been proven to enhance public safety by highlighting pedestrians and calming traffic near town centers and schools.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you. We would like your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we move on to item number 6, and that will be Land Use Committee, Councilmember Markinson.
Okay, before we move on to the project that we're going to be reviewing tonight, I did want to mention to everyone that you should have gotten a card in the mail regarding registering your non-conforming fences, hedges, and walls. I've gotten a lot of people telling me that they're not going to do it because they think the county's going to come after them, they don't want to be on the record, blah, blah, blah. I would recommend that you take advantage of the card. The card that came out said that the county's going to be here 2 or 3 more times between now and February. The cutoff is March 31st next year. And I am, quite frankly, concerned that there may be somebody running around reporting fences, hedges, and walls that are non-conforming once the time for registration is over. And so I would just encourage you, there are houses on Santa Anita that look like their walls are set, or their fences are set back 10 feet from the street, but they actually are on the property line. So if you're at all concerned, confused, I would say please come to the community center. Maybe we can take a PDF of that card and put it on our website so everybody has it if you threw it away. Really important, run up here. They'll have all the information they need to help you decide whether you need to register or not. There have only been 20 people. There are 3,000 at least non-conforming properties. 20 people have registered. So I would just encourage everybody, start the new year off. I think there might be one the end of this month, but for sure in January and February. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Billy for the project review.
Okay, as everyone knows, we already received all the information on this and everything in the past. You should have copies of everything. I'm just going to say here, as a summary of the outreach done for this project, which you already should have, there have been multiple opportunities for public comment. In addition to a door-to-door survey, which was completed in September, ATC council members received 22 emails with a majority of residents in favor of the project, although they did have and express concerns about constructions, parking and traffic, et cetera, issues and other. The Land Use Committee listened to all the residents concerned and developed and approved an extensive list of requested conditions that will be presented to regional planning should the project be approved tonight. In addition, a subset of neighbors have provided 2 documents which summarize concerns and objections to the project. In all cases where possible, the Land Use Committee have developed requested conditions intended to provide mitigation where possible. One of the documents presented to the Land Use Council summarized an agreement between the developer and 3 of the local residents and the progress and/or changes to that agreement will be discussed with and agreed to by the local residents as a whole where appropriate. In light of the substantial opportunities for public comment, extensive due diligence, and the development of a comprehensive list of recommended conditions, I recommend that the Town Council send a letter of approval of the project with conditions. A motion is to follow, including the conditions which was read into the record.
Billy, we'll do public comment.
Public comment now?
Let's do public comment now.
Okay. Okay. Can I do a public comment now?
Yeah.
Hold on. At this point, what I will do is I will relinquish the chair position for now to the vice chair for this particular agenda item. And then after that, I will take back the chairmanship. So, Councilmember.
If you look at your agenda, this is the project located at 183-205 East Palm Street, project R2014-01586, subdividing the property into 16 homes. Okay, so we'll take public comment. If you'd like to make public comment, please, anybody that would like to make public comment, please go get a comment card and fill it out and then bring it up. And we're doing public comment now, so you can do it now.
Colleen Starrett?
And you can explain to him when he gets up here.
Good evening.
And, excuse me, and just to remind everybody, we're still at a 2-minute.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to remind you about the Community Standards District. The Altadena Community Standard District is established to ensure that new and expanded structures are compatible in size and scale with the characteristics of the surrounding residential neighborhoods, protecting the light, air, and privacy of existing single-family residences from negative impacts while providing certain flexibility within residential areas. As a concerned resident, I assume that the Town Council and the Land Use Committee was here to represent the community, not the county and not the developer. A little over a month ago, we were able to meet with Austin, and we had a fairly reasonable conversation overall about some of our concerns. He said that there were possibilities in saving the second largest oak tree, but he would not commit to anything unless we agreed to support his project 100%. And I can say I cannot, in good conscience, support it 100%. There are way too many things that are not compatible with our neighborhood. That said, I realize that this project is going to go forward. At the very least, the neighbors would like to save the second largest oak tree. As people have mentioned in the past, trees are very important to us up here in Altadena. Saving the second largest oak tree might eliminate one of the homes. I want to say thank you to Billy Malone for his assistance, and thank you to Okorie. As crazy as the end of the last meeting was, we kind of didn't know what was going on, but I have to say that it was Okorie's kind of stopping of the meeting, and that led us to be able to speak with Austin. It encouraged us to speak with Austin another time, and that was really important. So thank you.
There you go. Nancy Rothwell, 3100 Raymond, 40-year resident there. I'd appreciate it if the town council would listen seriously to the concern about the oak tree. We've made, as Colleen pointed out, we've made some good progress in the last month or so, talking with the developer, Austin Ritchie. A lot of the little things that were issues have kind of been agreed to be resolved, and that's great. We realize we're not going to see different style homes in that development. We're going to have a tract housing development in the middle of our little neighborhood in Altadena. We've been here time and time again to try to do the best thing for Altadena. It's happening in our neighborhood. There's other vacant properties in Altadena that, look out, folks, it's coming in your area too, apparently. We'd like to see some assistance, especially in saving that oak tree. We're kind of down to that one in essence. So appreciate your support on that going forward. If that can be made a condition going forward to the county, we think that'll be a great thing. In general, the residents support the residential development of the project. The neighbors, we want to see this done and developed. May not come out the way exactly we like it, but we can't have everything we want. But thanks for your support, and thanks for listening for all these many months.
Thank you, Nancy. Rachel? Oops.
Hello, I'm Rachel Figuera, and I live at 3061 Raymond Avenue. You all know me. I've been up here quite a few times. I'm the most affected by the development, and we did have a reasonably productive meeting with Austin, it seemed like, but they have some investors that we were told they need to run things by, so things are still up in the air. We want to save the oak tree. In essence, he talked about having a single-story house, which then would make an affordable house. And an affordable meaning like maybe 500, 600,000 as opposed to over $1 million, which is what the house is planned to be. And you all know my concerns, and I appreciate your time and reading my letters and of course your support. I don't know if I have anything else to say. We all know what's happening, and we're going to move forward and try to all work together. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. Oops. Paul Livingston.
So I've been hearing a little bit about this, and we all know there is such thing as development and there is overdevelopment. And overdevelopment happens when greed causes blinders. And if we all look at the sign of Altadena Town Council right there behind us, that beautiful logo, what's the most clear thing you see on that? The trees. We can't kill trees in Altadena. That's not what we're about. If this needs to be developed, let's do it consciously. Climate change is real. We can't kill trees in that part of Altadena. We can't kill them in Hahamanga. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. We need trees here. We need trees all over the globe.
Thank you. Edna Clowers. Your question is in regard to this project, right? Yes. Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure.
Good afternoon. Good evening. I'm sorry. Question: why don't we have an ordinance regarding noise and parking in our area? Altadena don't have a noise ordinance. Like when the gardeners come at 6:30 and 7 o'clock in the morning, with those blowers and wake everybody up in the neighborhood. I called the sheriff department. They said there's no ordinance about it. So why don't we have one? And the other thing is about the parking. When people have their own business running out of their house and have vans all up and down the street blocking you, like one sits in right in front of our parking building, or come out our driveway, you can't see around that van to get out in the street. I almost got hit twice trying to get out of our driveway. And they said me there's nothing can be done about that either. So why not?
Okay. We do have your phone number.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that you get a call from
Thank
from your council representative. Susan Campese.
I didn't come prepared to speak about this, but I have been hearing about this project. I live a few blocks north. Like many people in Altadena, I'm a lover of nature, a lover of trees. I think we do, as Paul says, really don't protect them enough, and we are losing them, as we know, from wildfire and drought and deforestation. And to me, it's really insane to be chopping down healthy trees. And so a development like this, also there was talk about that, oh, well, it'll help with the housing crisis. $1 million homes are not going to help with the housing crisis. Anybody who can spend $1 million on a home can purchase a home anywhere. That's not the problem. This is not solving a housing crisis. So I just want to give support to those who are trying to save this oak tree. I got home last night and I heard an owl hooting in one of the trees, and it was magical. And we really need to be protecting these creatures. We're losing wildlife. We've lost 40 to 50% of all wildlife on the planet in the past few years. And so the statistics are staggering, so what can we do right here in our community, in our own backyard, is to really, and trees, because they sequester carbon. I mean, they really make the air healthier. Could you imagine Altadena without trees? It would be horrible, right? It wouldn't be Altadena. So anyway, yeah, anything you could do to protect that one tree, I guess that's what the residents would like. I throw my support behind that and hope you will too. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's all the public comment on this.
Okay. Okorie, can we have a little bit of discussion here, or can I make a comment about?
She's in charge.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
He's been superseded.
I forgot. Yeah, I just have a comment to make. Okay. Sure. I would like to take just a minute to explain to folks how this whole process works. I know a lot of you have heard this before, but once the town council votes on a recommendation, that recommendation, not approval, recommendation goes down to the Regional Planning Commission. The Regional Planning Commission is the group that actually makes all of the real decisions. They get paid to do this. We are volunteers. They get paid to make the real decisions that then are legally binding. In the case where it needs to go on to the supervisors, in some cases it has to go on to the Board of Supervisors. They then turn it over to the Board of Supervisors. The people who can, if they so cared to, save your tree is the Regional Planning Commission. So if you really mean to go talk to the people who can ask to have changes made to the project, we will let everybody know when the hearing is, and you go down to the Regional Planning Commission hearing, and if you have a bunch of people that all come up and say the same thing, then they will hear that. I can't guarantee that they will ask to have the project changed, but the county has an oak tree ordinance, and that oak tree ordinance, whether we agree with it or not, says that you can take down certain trees and plant 2 in their place, and that's the oak tree ordinance. Now that's the simple version of it. I'm sure there's a lot more legality to it. So the Altadena Town Council does not have control over that tree. The county does, and that's the only place that you have a hope of trying to save the tree. So I'm just telling all the tree people, if you want to get together and go down to the hearing, we'll make sure everybody knows when the hearing is. It'll be set for next year. The Regional Planning Commission is not meeting until the middle of January. So I just wanted to say that.
How old is that tree?
Not really. I'm sorry. I can't get into the conversation. Go ahead and, Billy, are there any other questions or comments on the project? Anybody have anything else that they wanted to question? Okay. You want to go ahead?
I just want to ask, since we're going to be writing a letter, to the regional planning or whatever, couldn't we just mention in there that the community is saying that they want to keep the tree?
We've already, you already received an email earlier that's in there already. The information is in there. The information will be sent down to the Regional Planning Commission, not as a condition, but as part of the information that we will send down. Billy has that in his motion. So we've already gotten that far, and we'll do that. We've already agreed to do that.
We need to move.
Go ahead, Billy.
Okay. In the matter of Palm Heights, project number R2014-01 586-5. I move the Altadena Town Council send a letter to the Regional Planning Commission recommending approval of the project with conditions as follows. The developer should have 24 hours, 7-day-a-week on-site security during the demolition, grading, and construction phases of the project. A comprehensive noise management and dust management and cleanup plan will be developed, submitted, and implemented for both the demolition, grading, and construction phases of the project. 3, the demolish, grading, and construction on the site shall be limited to Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday and holidays shall have no construction. 4, the developer shall hire a licensed arborist to evaluate the health of all trees on site, and the developer shall work with the arborist to develop and implement a comprehensive tree project and care plan for each tree that is healthy and will remain on the site. The developer shall immediately start the care plan as directed by the arborist. The developer is to have the arborist on site regularly to monitor the trees during the demolition, grading, and construction phases to ensure the tree protection and care plan is being followed. The tree protection and care plan should use the Urban Forestry Program Manual as developed by the County of Los Angeles Department of Parks and Recreation as a model. 5, the developer shall work with a licensed arborist or licensed landscape architect to develop and implement a landscape plan that is compatible with the trees that will be remaining on the site. 6, a developer shall have a licensed traffic planner submit and implement a traffic management plan for demolition, grading, and construction phases of the project. 7, the developer shall ensure compliance with all application codes found in Chapter 12-884 Low Impact Development Standards of Los Angeles County Code. 8, the developer shall ensure compliance with all applicable codes found in Chapter 22.52 Part 20, Tree Planting Requirements of LA County Code. 9, a comprehensive storm water pollution prevention plan will be developed, submitted, and implemented for both the demolition, grading, and construction phases of the project. 10, a comprehensive pest management plan will be developed for the duration and during the demolition phase using environmentally friendly pest control methods. The developer shall ensure compliance with all applicable codes found in Chapter 22.46.2100 Oak Tree Regulations of the LA County Code. Another one, added 12, the developer shall not exceed the maximum GSA or maximum lot coverage of 25% plus 1,000 square feet as specified in the Altadena CSD. In addition to that list of recommended conditions as read into record, I further move that the letter include, as Attachment A, the document entitled Proposed Conditions of Palm Heights Development, which is a list of requested conditions submitted by the residents so that it can also be included in the official record. This list of conditions consists of 17 items which represents the consensus of the immediately surrounding neighbors, and we request that the hearing officer adds weight to the request of those affected neighbors. Finally, to be included in the letter as Attachment B, the document received on 12/14, which summarizes the results of a meeting held with the developer and 3 of the immediate neighbors titled Progress on 183 East Palm Project. Any residents wishing to ensure that the Regional Planning Commission is aware of and understand any concerns and issues are encouraged to attend the Regional Planning Commission hearing when it is held.
I don't know what that means. Can you second?
Dr. Thomas, second.
No.
Oh, Dr. Thomas seconds, okay. Is there, I don't know what this, is there trying to be discussion? I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means.
I'm seconding the motion with the conditions.
Okay, let me explain to everybody up here. The agreements that the neighbors have been in discussion with the developer are not a part of what we are reviewing here. any agreements that they're making separately, including anything to do with the private road, including the, all of the comments and concerns, all of that we have in those two documents are not items that we are, that the Altadena Town Council should weigh in on. They are not anything that the county can do anything with, and from a Regional Planning Commission perspective, they are agreements that are being made directly with the developer. There are some, what I would like to do is to make sure that when we do the actual letter to the commission, should we approve the project tonight, when we actually craft the letter to the commission, that we make it clear that there are specifically 3 residents, the ones that submitted the second document that we received recently. They are considered to be the most affected by the project, and also the most concerned about the project, and therefore working directly with the developer. That then there are quite a number of other residents who have specific concerns about noise and some of the other piece parts that we will send down as, like I said, those are in the major document, are in there as well. We will make sure that we are clear that as we do with all of our letters, by the way, where we have any kind of a disagreement or community concerns. We've done it with cell towers. We've done it with a lot of other projects where we send out a letter and say, here's what the town council voted on, here's what we recommend. However, there are all these other concerns that the neighbors have that we just want you to be aware of. And that's what I would recommend we do with that letter, which is basically what the motion said we would do. So does that, there are apparently some residents that are concerned that whatever we send down about these other items that are on those 2 lists, that somehow that will commit the county to do things, and that's just not true. So any concerns that those neighbors have, that things that the 3 people committed to with the developer, the way Altadena works is that all of the neighbors need to get together and make those decisions as one. If there are things happening to the private road, everybody on the private road should agree to that. So, but that's all within the community and not the town council and not regional planning, those things. Does that answer your questions? Okay. Does that answer your question, Okorie, as well? Okay.
Other questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, I have a voice.
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. So what noise ordinance or CSD allows 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. For work as it relates to noise? So that's like if trucks are going by and knocking things over at 7 a.m.?
That's the county.
There
is a county noise ordinance, yes.
Okay.
I know there was a comment earlier that there's not one, but there is one.
Right, but 7 a.m.
Yes.
to 6 p.m.
10 p.m., actually. We're
Yeah.
saying 6.
So this, to me, is definitely a precedent-setting, one of precedent-setting developments, as we're doing so much subdividing. And the county is also going to be removing at least 140 trees that are dead and dying right now, with no plans to actually replant them unless we really start thinking where we want them planted again. That's what I was told. So if we can't change that time, and if people are not concerned about that, and if there's no ordinance, then.
There is an ordinance.
Right.
That's within the
But
ordinance.
7 to 10 is the PM.
That's the noise ordinance. So there is a noise ordinance
There's
that
also a
covers.
decibel level.
Yes, and it also covers leaf blowers, and there's a lot of things that the noise ordinance covers in the county. And yes, there are different hours. The hours that we're recommending are the hours that would be least impactful, and work for the developer.
Okay, so these timeframes fit within all of those things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this project will take a while, and there are trees that are alive and some that have died on this property because of lack of watering and time. So it says they're going to hire a licensed arborist to evaluate the health of the trees on the site. Perhaps that's in this negotiation, but is anything being done to care for the trees that are on the site now through this entire process of planning and everything? Because it almost seems like a moot point if all the trees are going to be dead by the time they start the
Well, so
demolition.
if there are oak trees that are affected, then the oak tree ordinance will cover those oak trees. And basically, like I said, the oak tree ordinance is that if you lose one oak tree or take one oak tree down, you plant two. And so that is.
On
that-
site.
Yes, that's right, on site. The county cannot, I mean, we're going to send this down and have that in there in the information about the arborist in the requested condition. That's not a condition that the county must adopt and all of that, but,
all right.
It's really up to the,
Right.
the reality is it's up to the developer.
And the last
Sorry.
question is EIR, as it relates to, again, dust management. There is not just the dust that's there, there's whatever compounds might be in the actual buildings and the demolition. How is that being environmentally or public health-wise? The trucks actually, when trucks move and brake, they actually emit particles and
You'll
that
have to
actually
ask
cause cancer along with these
I can
demolition trucks.
I can give you the name of the planner. That's a county question.
Okay, so I would be concerned about the environmental health of the community as it relates to demolition.
They have environmental requirements, but I can give you the name of the planner and you
Okay.
can talk to them directly.
Thank you.
Any
And-
other questions?
So I just wanted to know, in the actual document, like when you, that's written, there's somewhere in there, it does state that the community wants to save the oak tree. That is actually written in there?
Yeah, you can show, Billy, you've got it right there in front of you. You can
Okay.
show it
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it says-
Yeah, it's part of the documentation that's going
I
down.
just want to make sure it's
Yes,
in there.
yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions?
It's number one.
Okay,
It's the first item on the list.
okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay.
Are we
Go ahead,
ready to vote?
I know, huh?
Was that yes?
This one's supposed to take that long, but we had.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay, in this matter, may I have a show of hands so we can count, please, for yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? No? Abstain?
Did somebody say no?
No?
Okay.
Okay. Abstain?
The chair does not vote, and also on this particular matter, I recuse myself from participating in the vote.
Okay.
Actually, as lead on the project, so it doesn't seem like I'm taking any sides, could I maybe abstain?
Okay,
on my vote?
Billy abstains as well.
Wait a minute.
So what, one abstention, one negative, right?
3.
Okay,
3 abstains. 1 negative.
thank you very
And
much.
10. And the
Thank you very
motion
much.
passes.
Okay. We will put a letter together to get down to regional planning.
Okay, I'm back on as chair here, and
You can have it back.
yeah. And thank you, Councilmember Sutherlen, for leading us in the land use matter. Okay, the next item will be 6.2, and that is the Holiday Party Committee. Before she speaks, I'd like to thank everyone who was involved. There are 5 of you, so you know what? I'll turn it over to the chair, the Holiday Party Chair, Councilmember Knapp.
Thank you, Chair. So just a brief report that we did have. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay. We are prepared to serve the community tonight. We have a lot of food. Some was provided by Alta Eats, which is a restaurant over on Allen. We have ice cream that's been provided again by Bloomfield Creamery, which is on Washington. And then many dishes were lovingly prepared by those you see in front of you, as well as the tamales, which came from Elliott Arts and were also prepared by the hands of Jennifer Lee over there. So we welcome you to stay, and we are almost where we're going to be in order to start to eat. So thank you, Chair. Yes, and we do have, right, as soon as we adjourn, Rosebud Academy will be here to sing carols for us as they were last year.
Okay, thank you so much, Councilmember Knapp. Moving on to the Altadena community reports. Do we have the library here? Okay, Ms. Terrazas. Okay.
Good evening. I'm sorry I was not able to attend last month. Speaking of last month, I'm happy to report that we had 3 staff attend the California Libraries Association Annual Conference, which took place in Santa Clara. So that was exciting for myself and our 2 other staff that attended. Coming up, we will be closed Monday through Wednesday of next week. And then on New Year's Eve, we will be closing both locations at 5 p.m. So mark your calendars for that. Something exciting that we're looking forward to in January is we are hoping to unveil a new website. So we've been hard at work on creating a new website that will be much more user-friendly and also will be ADA compliant. So we're really excited about that. We don't have an exact unveiling date yet because, we're still working on it. I also want to mention that the January 12th, second Saturday, will be a country music band, the Pasadena Playboys. So please, everybody, come out for that. And then also, we've started planning our summer reading. It's never too early to start doing that. So that's going to be really exciting this year. It's going to be a space theme. So that's a ways to come, though. And then finally, I'd like to mention that we're working on a project where we're trying to do more deposit libraries around the community. So we started placing children's books at some of the local laundromats. And so I'd like to let everybody know if you have a business or if you know of a business or a location where you would like a curated collection of free library materials, please let us know. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. LA County Parks and Recs, Mr. Estrada.
Excuse me, just so you know, you sent me some flyers, and
Yes.
I will distribute them to all of the council members, so they'll have them so they can distribute them in their own districts.
Thank you, and thank you for your email this morning, or yesterday. We have a big, actually it's a big event that's coming to Altadena next couple of weeks, actually. So we have our Parks After Dark program that's going to be starting up this Thursday. And it's going to go Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's going all the way through January 5th. So if you are interested in coming out to Loma Alta Park for some events that we have going on, we'd like you to come out on those evenings. And Thursdays and Fridays, it's going to be from 4 to 8 p.m. because we know that a lot of people want to have some family time and things like that during the holiday season. And then on Saturdays, it's going to be from 2 to 6. Generally, during the summer, it goes until 10, but we know during this winter time that people want to be with their families. So be sure to come out to Loma Alta this Thursday. We'll be having events and activities inside the gym and outside, weather permitting, for everybody to enjoy. Part of our Parks After Dark will be our Winter Wonderland, so we will be having real snow that will be out on the field, and that's going to be on Friday, December 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. Everything will be free. If you've seen the event there in the years past, it's a wonderful activity for children and families of all ages. It's going to be fun with multiple slides that will be going down the hill on the big grass field. And there'll be games and arts and crafts. It's a fun event for everybody's. And it's going to be from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So be sure to show up, be there early, because parking is very limited, but it's a lot of fun, and we hope everybody can be out there and enjoy the snow for everybody once again. We have started our basketball registration basketball program at Loma Alta. So we had the season will be starting in January, but registration started this month, and the program is $65, and it's ages 3 all the way up to 13 years old. You can register online, but if you would like to go up to Loma Alta and register in person, you can. The program we also have that is in collaboration with it is the We Win basketball program, and that's on Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and also Tuesdays, and they go from 6:30 until 8:30. And that program is $40 for 6 months. But if you would like to check it out and see the program before you sign up your kid, you can also do that as well. Again, that's the We Win basketball program. And we do have our information all online. So if you would like to go to LA County Parks and Recreation website, you can look up Loma Alta Park and you can see all the activities that they have up there as well. We also have a volleyball clinic every Friday night, and this will be also part of our Parks After Dark program. It's a co-ed program from 6 to 8. It's $20 usually for the month, but during the Parks After Dark time frame, it will be free for all those that would like to participate. We also have our tennis program from our instructor, Veronica Batten. She does various tennis programs for youth and adults and seniors. And the price ranges do vary, but you can check out her website, Veronica Batten Tennis, and see all the programs that she does offer for the Altadena community. We just had our toy giveaway this past Saturday at Loma Alta Park, and we serviced about 500 youth, giving away free toys provided by the Altadena Sheriff's Station, and we gladly appreciate that. Deputy Paige, we appreciate that and the collaboration. It was a great event that we had. The annual toy giveaway at Loma Alta is always a great event for the community. We had a lot of kids that came out and families that went home happy, so we appreciate that. We also got toys from the Altadena Rotary Club. We appreciate that as well. And we also got it from the local Marines that donated. So we appreciate the partnerships that we've developed with the LA County across all boards. And we thank the town council for supporting Loma Alta, Farnsworth Park, because this year we did collaborate between Farnsworth Park and Loma Alta Park to have this joint toy giveaway. And then the previous week on December 8th, we did also have our toy giveaway for Charles White Park, and we serviced about 200 families there as well. And so we appreciate the toys were also provided by the Altadena Sheriffs and also by donations from the CHP. And so we appreciate all the donations that are provided to our parks for the community. And I thank you, and I thank the town council. Have a great end of 2018 going into next year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are almost there. Let me just remind the council members, the 2019 homeless count, this will be our 3rd year participating, so please look in the website for more information on that. Let me use this opportunity to thank my wife, who is in the audience as well. So there. Thank you for coming. I know that there are other spouses that are here, and I don't know everyone, but since I have the mic before we get into the celebration, I just wanted to, say that because I have to still go home and and meet with her. So I'd like to also recognize some dignitaries that are here. I see from our supervisor's office, Christian Daly, that is with us. And we do thank our supervisor for supporting the Altadena Town Council all the time. Whatever we do, she's generally present. But today there is a conflict, but we do appreciate Mr. Daly coming. I also see Mr. Okorie with the Anthony Potantino's office, our senator. And of course, earlier, Ms. Hickenbottom from the 45th Assembly, Assembly Member Chris Holden is also present. So most importantly, I really would like to thank Altadena for coming out. We do really have a full house, so please give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, on that note, do I?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, so you have heard the motion, and the meeting is adjourned. It's 8:21. And enjoy yourself, and thank you, council members, for stepping up.